What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective, and I'm here for the news. And here today, there has been a blockbuster trade in the NBA. The NBA is suffering from a ratings problem. The ratings are down across the NBA. Now, I'm going to be the first person on YouTube to tell you this. This is why this trade happened. You know, a lot of people, they'll cover the two-dimensional, but I'm going to go into the three-dimensional aspect of what's going on here. Luka Doncic. You know, sometimes I talk about these things. Might be a little bit, some people off the rocker, but the point is Luka Doncic was raised in the program, and he is a Luciferian. He has the all-seeing eye with the pyramid tattooed on his arm. Him going to the Lakers was destiny. He was always going to end up in Los Angeles, L.A., Hollywood, home of the Witch Haven. There's no doubt about that. But not to veer too far, of course, he was traded for Anthony Davis. Now, the NBA, like I said, is suffering from a ratings problem. There's no doubt. The ratings are down across the board. When you looked at this trade at face value, you realize immediately, like, this doesn't seem like a fair trade. It's Luka Doncic, talent-wise, is the type of player that seems that would get a whole haul. At least 4 to 5 first-round picks. A very talented player like an Anthony Davis. At least, I mean, even, maybe 2 young players that's developing that has potential. But this is basically a straight up trade for Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic. It was mind boggling when you look at it from that aspect. That Luka Doncic is in Los Angeles for Anthony Davis, considering how injury prone Anthony Davis is. Now, Luka Doncic, I'm not, as a person from Dallas and a person who do root for the Mavs, I don't watch basketball as much as I used to. I might watch a game a week here or there. But looking at this, you realize that Luka Doncic being traded is not that far-fetched. Being traded for Anthony Davis in 1 first-round pick is mind-blowing. But then when you take a step back, you understand that, okay, this whole thing, the NBA is struggling, y'all. This is a money game. This will cause the NBA, or this will cause the fans and casual people to start tuning back in. What will Luka Doncic do in LA? What will Luka Doncic do with LeBron? What will Luka Doncic do in the playoffs? Because the Lakers are going to the playoffs. What will he do in the playoffs for LA? And from the Dallas aspect of it, Luka Doncic is a fat slob. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Luka. He's a great player. His talent is immense. He's made, I think, 4 or 5 first all-team NBA. But Luka Doncic has never truly been in tip-top physical condition since he was a young man over in Europe. Since he was a kid over in Europe. I mean, young man. Since he was a kid over in Europe. Luka Doncic repeatedly comes into Dallas. Comes into the season for the Mavericks out of shape. And it's causing him major injuries. And maybe this was a ploy to get out of Dallas. I don't know. The same ploy that Zion Williamson is using. But what I will say is that Luka Doncic being traded, if you would have traded him for my Antetokounmpo, I get it. If you told me he was giving Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, and he was teaming them up with Kyrie and all these, I get it. But an often injured Anthony Davis in 1 first-round pick. Now, if you told me Anthony Davis and you gave me 3 first-round picks, hey, I understand, because you don't want to invest $300 and something million in a supermax deal for Luka Doncic. I get that. But for one, it lets you know that this deal wasn't just between the Lakers and the Mavericks. No fucking way. No way when you look at it on face value. Because Anthony Davis is almost 32 years old. So no, at best, you got 2 good seasons coming out. That's if he doesn't get hurt again. But Luka Doncic is also starting to get hurt. Why? Because he loves a good Indian Pale Ale. He loves a good beer. And probably a few shots of vodka. He is from that region. He loves the lady and look like he loves the nightlife. And like I said, he was raised up in the Luciferian programming. There's no doubt about that. He is a whiz kid, a savant in basketball. He is great. He is a hell of a shot maker. Now, him teaming up with the Lakers, him and LeBron, two guys who really don't play a lot of defense, gonna be interesting to see. They will be in the playoffs, and that will be a tough out. Let me say that. Luka Doncic and LeBron James will be a tough out. Why? Because Luka has very, very great tough shot making, and he's a great playmaker. But both of them non-defenders are gonna be interesting. Now for Dallas, let me say this about the Mavericks. Looking at it, taking a step back, taking a deep breath. For Dallas, Kyrie Irving, I think it's Jaden Hardy, PJ Washington, Spencer Dinwiddie. You had Anthony Davis. I think they're going to end up trading Luke Gafford. I don't know because you can't. I don't think you're going to have Luke Gafford, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively. You're not going to have. You're not going to have all those guys. You're not going to have Gafford, Lively, and Davis. So don't be surprised if they don't package up something else and get Gafford out of there. And then you have Davis, because they did sign a big man here recently. But I do think I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas Mavericks don't make another trade to try to win a championship. So, I mean, it's not the worst trade of all time. It's just not an even trade that you would think you would get for. Because if the Milwaukee Bucks traded Antetokounmpo, we know for a fact they're gonna get at least 3 or 4 first round picks, unless you're trading superstar for superstar. Unless you told me he was trading him for Victor Wanyambe from the Spurs, and even at that, because of the age difference, Victor is just so much younger. You will still have to try to balance that out with some more picks. But I don't know. I don't know. This trade, like I said, is interesting if you look at it on a two-dimensional scale of just, oh, it's just basketball trades happen. But we know that this is deeper than that. Did Luka request a trade? We don't know. We know Luka repeatedly comes in out of shape. I would imagine the Dallas Mavericks are sick of that shit. I'm pretty sure he's pretty spoiled. He's been a basketball savant and he's been coddled his whole life. His mom coddled him, and then his mom, he's went in a lawsuit with his mom. So, but I think that going to Los Angeles was inevitable. It's something that probably was always going to happen. Just like LeBron James ending up in Los Angeles probably was always going to happen. Um, Interesting scenario, but I just most definitely want to give my take before anybody else on the internet says it. The NBA, 100%, allegedly, in my opinion, orchestrated this trade or will help facilitate this. And this was a group collective effort between the Mavericks, Lakers, and the NBA to say, hey, man, the ratings are down. How can we get a boost? How can we get some energy in this? Because basketball is terrible. If you watch it, it's just a three-point shooting contest every single night. Nobody can deny that. Even if you like the NBA, you must admit this is a terrible product. It's very tough to watch. Just a bunch of complaining, a bunch of players are always hurt, and a bunch of three-point shooting. And it's not even three-point shooting by great three-point shooters like it used to be back in the day, where you had your Reggie Millers and you had your specialists who only shot who specialized in shooting threes, but the rest of the team wasn't shooting threes like that. But now when you watch a game, the center is shooting threes, the power forward shooting threes, the small forward shooting threes, the shooting guard, the coach is damn near shooting a three. Everybody's shooting threes, and it makes it hard to watch because you up 8 points and you take a step back contested three-point shot. It drives basketball purists like myself crazy. So if you don't have the palate to sit there like your basketball taste palate is not built for this salty ass brand of basketball. You just be like, this is all salt. There's no flavor. There's no complexity. There's no nothing. This is just all salt. It's all 3-point shooting. You're not even trying. It's going to be tough to watch. But this has been very, very interesting to watch Luka Doncic, who repeatedly comes in out of shape. Anthony Davis, who repeatedly gets hurt. But he has been more healthy over the last season and a half. But, man, you would think the Dallas Mavericks get a lot more. But then when you look at it, you realize it makes sense that the NBA was involved in this. 100%. 100%. So, I'm going to give my last take on this, and that's where do I think this is headed. I think both the Dallas Mavericks and the Lakers will be in the playoffs. Don't be surprised if they don't play each other in the first round. Do not be surprised at that. Don't be surprised if the Mavericks don't kick their ass, because the Mavericks are a much more well-balanced team all around. Because LeBron James and Luka Doncic is pretty much the same player, and it's tough to play with guys like that. The only difference is obviously LeBron is a lot more athletic, but they are both basketball savants, and they both need the ball in their hand a lot. I don't know who's going to stand in the corner while the other guy plays. That's going to be interesting to watch. Who goes and stands in the corner? Or is it going to be like when Kyrie was with LeBron? But LeBron is a lot older now, so it's going to be interesting to see you guys. I just wanted to give my take before everybody give their take. You know, obviously a lot of people have made videos already, but I just want to put my 2 cents out there that LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, who's going to get the better end of this deal? Obviously, I think Luka's only 25, 26 years old. He has at least 4 or 5 more seasons, 6 seasons to go all the way into his peak. But can he stay healthy? Will he come into the season completely in shape? You know, it's tough when you have bad habits, you guys, it's tough to overcome those bad habits. It really is. It's like if you're lazy, you're not just gonna pick up tomorrow and just be this workaholic. That's just Luka Doncic is a savant, but he's lazy. Like he wants to drink and he wants to smoke hookah and he wants to laugh, he wants to dance, he wants to fuck with them ladies. And I can't knock him for that, but it's not conducive to being an all-time great who wins championships. It's just conducive to being an all-time great because he's so naturally gifted. But this has been Sports Life and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel. YouTube's No More Couch Detective. I'm here for the news. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. I just took your ass on. Luka Doncic got traded for Anthony Davis. Right. Peace.